ban guns all you want. But if I want to hurt you, I don't necessarily need a gun. Knives, hammer, shit. Anything I get my hands on. If I need to hurt you, I will hurt you. So the demonization of freedom of speech, the demonization of guns, I think it's short-sighted. And I think a lot of times a lot of men talk because it sounds good to the echo chamber. It sounds real good to them, but for someone like myself, I'm like, bro, miss me with that. Because I know firsthand that I can't depend on the police to come and save me if an intruder comes into my house while my wife and my children are there. What type of man would I be if I'm sitting around in my home and I'm allowing intruders to come in and have their way with me, my wife, and my kids? I would feel like less of a man, because I would feel personally like I'm neglecting my duty as a man. That's pure dereliction of duty if you ask me, you know? Because for me, as many flaws that America has a lot of great qualities, but because of the dog mentality that far too many of us have adapted, where we are distracted by every little noise, and we refuse to be disciplined in our attention, and we refuse to inform ourselves on what's really taking place within this country, we end up making decisions that are advantageous to our overall longevity and happiness in this country. Many of us, like even the fact that I disagree with anyone wanting to tamp down on free speech and the Second Amendment, I also know that my point of view may be wrong, because that's just what it is. I'm willing to accept that I may be wrong on this one, but I'm also willing to acknowledge that you have a point. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to take your points away from you, but I'm hoping that you're not married to this notion that you believe that the only way for things to be great in this country, truly great in this country, is to tamp down on free speech, to tamp down on guns. When you're blaming the tool, but you're not blaming the individuals behind the tools, and what has led up to the individual behind the tool thinking that this will be the thing that gets him or her some sort of attention. Because to me personally, I believe that a lot of these situations are individuals crying out for help, crying out to belong. You know what I'm saying? So what can we do to even the playing field around freedom of speech, around two ways? What can we do? I believe the first thing we have to do is we have to be more understanding and more knowledgeable as to why it's so important free speech remains and the Second Amendment remains in place. The moment free speech is taken away, anything that you say, regardless if it's with intent or not, now you're opening up the door for the possibility of being persecuted by any and everybody, including your government. Hence the reason why I think